Hey, JRD's thereligionteacher.com. In this parable of the Pharisee and the tax collector from the Gospel of Luke, we hear a very important lesson from Jesus about the importance of humility. There's two people in the parable. The first is a Pharisee, and the Pharisees were the experts in the law. They really were the holy people of the time. And the tax collectors were hated. They were sinners. They were often taking more than they needed in collecting of taxes and keeping extra for themselves. As a result, people didn't like them. The word Publican, which is often used in reference to this parable, simply means someone who was collecting taxes in the time of the Roman Empire. And what Jesus does in this parable is he talks about two people coming to pray. And the Pharisee wants people to see him. He goes in a prominent place in the temple and he's happy, thanking God that I'm not like the other people who are sinful, and saying especially like this tax collector who must be a sinner. He's exalting himself. He's not humble but haughty. And haughty is a word that means he's prideful and he's disdaining other people. He thinks he is better than anyone else. Not the place we should be, especially when we approach God in prayer. On the other hand, the tax collector, it says in the parable, doesn't even look up to heaven. He feels so bad for his sin that he humbles himself before the Lord, that he is asking for God's mercy, God's forgiveness. And what Jesus is trying to say here in this parable is summarized at the very last part. He says, those who humble themselves will be exalted, and those who exalt themselves will be humbled. So the lesson here is be humble like the tax collector. And the tendency for us is to want to be like the saint, the person who's perfect. But instead, Jesus is saying, come to the Lord with humility, asking for his forgiveness, because we are all sinners. All of us make mistakes. All of us sin. So humble yourself as a sinner. Look at other people also and recognizing that you're not any better than anybody else. And seek God's mercy. And we hear a great prayer here in this parable. Jesus Christ, Son of God, have mercy on me, a sinner, is a very famous ancient prayer. Have mercy on me, a sinner. Oh God, have mercy on me, a sinner. What a wonderful prayer for us to use as we approach the Lord, asking for not honor, but humility in asking for God's mercy as sinners. Go make disciples. God bless.